What do I say? You love your mother, though? And you have a purpose, though? And you say you're a pre-life general. Like you have 2 and 3 life. 24/7s. Why? Hey. Youth man, before you make up your mind, think before you take up your nine. I you say the hottest part of data, know who dead, or who you dead left you behind. What me say, youth man, before you make up your mind, think before you take up your nine. I you say the hottest part of data, know who dead, or who you dead left you behind. This is Iyah Syte, and everybody don't know say equal rights and justice I man I represent. And even though the police no fit they shoot man in a cold blood.
Yes, massive track coming from my next guest.
You bust the case,
Iyah Syte.
the first bite. The cops them decide to shoot you at first sight. And even though you never bust,
You know, I'm going to tell this from the top again. I want you to listen to the lyrics.
on the first
Listen to the message.
what do I say? You love your mother, though? And you have a purpose, though? And you say you're a pre-life general. Like you have 2 and 3 life. 24/7s. Why? Hey. Youth man, before you make up your mind, think before you take up your nine. I you say the hottest part of data, know who dead, or who you dead left you behind. What me say, youth man, before you make up your mind, think before you take up your nine. I you say the hottest part of data, know who dead, or who you dead left you behind. This is Iyah Syte, and everybody don't know say equal rights and justice I man I represent. And even though the police no fit they shoot man in a cold blood, enough of them youths they wasn't innocent. You bust the case, the time you get the first bite. The cops them decide to shoot you at first sight. And even though you never bust no gun first night, still them send you home on the first flight. Youth man, before you make up your mind, think before you take up your nine. I you say the hottest part of data, now who dead, and who you dead left you behind. What me say, youth man, before you make up your mind, think before you take up your nine. I you say the hottest part of data, now who dead, and who you dead left you behind.
Iyah Syte warning. Listen to the message. Greetings, King. Welcome.
Yeah, man, greetings, DJ Jammy. I give thanks, you know?
Yes. My pleasure having you here, King. Just want to let you know we have some other networks tuning in. We have RockTheBox.net from out of Florida. We also have Caribcast Radio from out of Florida. Out of New York, we have People's Choice Radio. Out of the UK, we have One Harmony Radio, and we also have TGM Radio 1. And out of Ghana, Africa, we have Ghana-based radio. And of course, right here in Zionhighness, Internet's finest. Welcome, Bridget. How you doing this evening?
Yeah, man, we give thanks, man, and it's a blessing, man. Just extend my blessing to all the other networks, brother. It's a blessing, and, you know, we appreciate you guys, you know, helping me spreading the positive message, you know?
Yes. It's my pleasure too, Bridget. You know, of course, as we play the music and introduce the folks to the music, and one of the things that I always do, because we always hear an artist, and by the time we're hearing an artist, you know what I mean, it's like, a lot of times as listeners, we don't think about the work that's being put in, or from your idea, your knee, and the whole development from that. So as a feature of music, we kind of want to go through the history there. You know what I mean? From your idea, your music, from your idea, your knee, musically. You know what I mean? You know, just kind of take a walk there with you. So, you know, the next time when somebody hear a Iyah Syte song, a Iyah Syte music, them can relate and say, yes. You know, we know,
Yes, man.
the journey, you know, and I guess the best place we start, tell us about your music as a youth, and, you know, how did music influence you? What was music like for you, and what was it that drew you to music?
All right. First up, you know, my parents were ardent lovers of music.
Yeah.
You know, and after they migrated to the US, I went to live in rural, you know, St. James. And I didn't grow up around television or electricity and stuff. So I always have my little transistor radio.
Yeah.
You know, so music was in me from then. And fast forward to, you know, maybe in mid-teens when I was in high school, we used to do it for fun. You know, we used to listen to Ninja Man and Shaban, and we used to do it for fun. you know.
Yeah.
But then, in '93, I lost my mom, and you know, during that time, because my mom was like my only confidant. She was my closest friend, you know, even though she wasn't here physically, you know, but she and my dad, they were just a phone call away. So when she passed, you know, music was my only source of comfort, you know, and from then, you know, I started to do, you know, music as a way to relieve my what I'm feeling inside. So when you ask what is music, to me, music basically is you know, along with God and family, man, music is just like everything, because music have brought me through the darkest and the roughest place in life, and it have brought me through some of the happiest moments in life same way. So music is just, yeah, music is when you say Iyah Syte, you just say music, you know. And I didn't even think I you know, into music. I think music was instilled in me from then, because as far as I can remember music. I can remember being a toddler, like I'm talking about two plus, and knowing, listening to my dad having you know, domino tournaments, and his friend would gather and they would play. Back then they would call it jukebox. And stuff like that. So I remember from then.
Yeah, come from that day that where every little shop or in the club or wherever, you have a little jukebox.
So, jukebox. So when you hear someone mention jukebox, you know that is deep.
Yeah.
So from then, I've always been around music. So it's like music have always been a part of Iyah Syte, you know. And now, you know, the next thing changes when because I used to, it was Iyah Laser before. And then back then I was doing some more hardcore dancehall song. But then in '97 I become a dad, and you know, that have me, you know, I took a deep reflection on life and music and me as a person, you know, and I decided then to know, you know what, you know, it's I need to do music with more purpose, you know, with more soul, with a more positive message. You know, like try to change through the music, try to change the world to a place where I would be comfortable, that my son would grow up in. You know, so that's music for me, you know?
Yes, I hear that. No, you know, it's even going back, and a lot of us as youth who grew up, we love music, we hear music, we dance to music, even to the point, even in school. I know how we get detention for beat decks and you know that.
You know? I didn't get detention. I didn't get in any trouble, but I know the beating at the desk with your friends around you. As soon as teacher turn his or her back, you know, we were pounding on the desk and stuff. Yeah, man.
So you're smart enough not to forget catch.
Yeah, because you know, sometimes you always have a little lookout.
Yeah,
you know, we always have a little look out the people, and you know, you hear Mr. come or Sir they come on,
like Sir,
you know,
come, stop,
quiet, like nothing, nothing was happening before everybody is in the seat and stuff like that. Yeah, man, we know those days, you know.
Yeah, you know, but even with that now, is a very few now who have that's something that will go further. You know what I mean? Like that true, it goes beyond just a love; it become a passion. You know what I mean? So, in do it now, for you, when did you recognize that passion in music to where you know, say, or were you displaying your talent to where it come now? Because now you're creating music for us. You understand what I say? You know, so for you, even when you start to recognize, boy, it's just beyond a beat next with my brethren them. It's something that I want to be actively a part of.
All right. You see, between '93 and '97, you know, I was doing more, as I tell you, dancehall. You see, '97. You see, '97 when after the birth of my son, and I really start penning some serious songs. You know, one of the first songs that I recorded. You know, I know I re-recorded recently. Also, it's called "A Mother's Love." That's one was written, you know, in memory of my mom.
Yeah.
And when I listen and see the reaction that people get from the music that I put out, I realized that, you know what, you have a higher calling than this raw dancehall, because a lot of artists differentiate dancehall and reggae differently. In my terminology, you know, reggae is 95% true to life music.
Yeah.
You know, while dancehall is 90 to 95% fiction. Mm-hmm. You know, so I realized that reggae has a deeper message, and I develop a deeper passion for reggae, especially when I see how, you know, people react to the reggae, the positive message in the songs, you know. So I developed the passion somewhere between 97 onwards, you know.
Yeah. You know, but even when you even think about dancehall, you know, it's well, I guess it's a message within the music, really and truly. But yeah, and a lot of that, you know, even though it's, you'd say fiction, it still have an influence, because a lot of young youth, and even a lot of us as grown people, we probably don't go as far, but when you listen to certain lyrics, you can find yourself, it a pull you certain way, and you catch yourself and say, but wait, you know what I
mean? Yeah, honestly, yeah, because I listen all type of music still, you know.
Yeah.
I listen all type of music. Even derogatory music. I listen music.
Yeah.
I admire the writing skills of some of them, and you can feel yourself being drawn to it. Yeah. You know, but at the same time, you know, maybe it's because I am on the inside. I know that a lot of it is just you know, words and paper, and not really, you know, true to life. But it does have its influences, and as you said, bro, sometimes if you are not mentally strong, you know, and spiritually at a place,
yes,
you know, it can draw you.
Yeah. Because sometimes, you even find yourself say, but wait, you know, you hear that you know, and I even say more, it's a message, it's a message more, and I don't know why dancehall kind of have more of a, it's one of those things that are more drawn, because you find once you hear a reggae beat, it's hard to put anything other than positive to a reggae beat. You have to fight.
You have to fight yourself to put anything other than you know, something positive to reggae, because that's the I would say the persona of reggae music. You know, it has to be something positive. It's difficult to even sing. That's one of the reasons why, you see, Beres, I have the greatest respect for people like Beres and Dennis Brown, Freddie, and some of those vintage, you know, singers. Yeah. Because they will take a reggae rhythm and they will drop some serious love song and a reggae rhythm. And I know from an artist perspective, it's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, what sense, you know, to take a reggae rhythm and build something negative on it? It's like, it's almost next to impossible, because you don't get that feel from reggae.
Yes, real talk. Yeah. Yeah, the frequencies not really bringing this up.
It's difficult. Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult. You know?
Yeah, man. You know, and I know musically, and once you make that decision now to start, you know, pen more positive stuff, and you know, tell us about your experience getting into the studio, and what through this, you know, because yeah, sometimes listeners kind of think, say, boy, as an artist, you just get up one day, you walk in at the studio, and boom, you sing music out tomorrow. You know what I mean? But we know it's a lot of trials and tribulation sometimes for even to even just get that first track recorded. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you know, and them things I want to touch upon, you know, so folks understand, say, boy, I know just so. You know what I mean? And even just having more appreciation for what we hear when we hear stuff from artists like yourself.
All right. You see, back then I used to do something, and I still do it. No, maybe not so much so with music, but you see, Jammy, I am a quiet person, you know, so to speak. I love being quiet. I love being alone. Reason being, you see my mirror, my dresser mirror. My dresser mirror knows all my songs and all my performances before the world, because guess what? I practice within my, you know, my time, the time I spend with myself. I put a lot of practice. I practice interviews.
Yeah.
You know, with my mirror. You know, so guess what? When I didn't start, you know, head straight to the studio, fortunately for me, when we start doing music, I had a friend back then named Private Eye, and we used to go as a duo, and you know, we would come up with some lyrics that would just absolutely amaze some people, and they have access to studios. You know, so I didn't have to, you know, wait at the studio gate and stuff like that, because as I said, I'm from Montego Bay, you know, so we don't get a lot of studio chances in Mobay.
Yeah.
You know, and the studios are not as organized as it was in Kingston, where you have to book time and so to speak. You know, but, you know, when they hear us perform and listen to the songs, we were invited, you know, to spend some time in the studio. You know, and, you know, to record the first song for me, because if you ask me, if you see me on the road right now, Jammy, I'm as I said, a quiet person, almost shy.
Yeah.
But you see, when I see a mic, I feel like I am at home.
Yeah.
So being in the studio, you know, a lot of persons, you know, go in the studio and get nervous and stuff like that. Yeah, we have a little butterfly, but as soon as they said, boom, your time. Once the mic is on, that's like my playing ground. That's my comfort zone.
Your element.
You know, yes, I am in my element. And you see the verse, I used to practice with my dresser mirror, and I think I have it and want to express that. When I see the mic, man, it's like my comfort zone. You know, so I didn't get nervous, or so to speak, in the studio. You know, and it's just, as you said, it's not as easy. It wasn't as easy back then to just go in the studio and record it today and get it out tomorrow. There's a lot of work, because even this track that you're listening now, Warning,
yeah,
you know, I have to give the biggest of respect to Smart Kid Studio over there in Portmore, because the only thing I do, I just went in and voiced the tracks and voiced my ad-libs and left it there. Because you know what I like with this track? The producer, just 24/7's maximum respect, just the same. He has a passion for producing. I have a passion for writing and melodies and singing music. And Smart Kids has a passion for doing engineer work. So everyone was in their elements on this track.
Yeah.
He's not an artist trying to be an engineer, or the producer is not an artist trying to produce music. He genuinely loves production.
Yeah.
So so we give it our all. And then the track stayed there maybe 3-4 weeks before we decided that yes, this is it. It's perfect now, or maybe 99.9% perfect and ready for road. You know, because you know sometimes, Jammy, you cannot hurry nature.
Yeah, real talk.
Yeah, and maybe that's why a lot of the songs now that are being bring to the fore are not getting the recognition that they are to, because it's like fertilizer, so to speak. It's here, you go in the studio today and it's out tomorrow, and 2-3 weeks down the line it's nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, sometimes you have to let nature take its course. So I just went in the studio and recorded the track and left it. And then, you know, the engineer does his thing, push his feel in it. And, you know, you get the warning and you get the track. So back then it was like that mostly when you have to let the music take its course.
Yeah.
It's just that now with the development of technologies and internet, it has changed. And you as an radio DJ, you know the difference between the music back then and the music now.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So
yeah,
yeah, man.
there
So,
was more that went into artists. You had to be good number one to go into a studio because
studio.
yeah,
Right.
because once you leave, it wasn't just you singing a song, but if you say you record a song in a certain studio, it represents that studio. And no studio now put out nothing when I write, no matter.
Exactly. That's why I tell you, I just went in and record and left it there.
Yeah.
And Smart Kid did the rest. That was like what it was back then.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, back then we didn't have any computers to say, all right, voice and pick up from here and pick up from there. You have to sing the song straight up, because even now I can go in a studio and record a song from the intro to the outro without stopping.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am from the old school.
Yes, yeah.
And even now, if you compare the performances, that's why the artists back then has a more powerful performances than some of the artists now, because they had to sing the song straight out,
Mm-hmm.
one time, one take.
And there's a lot
Nowadays we have
of rehearsal before you go into studio. You rehearse. So when you go,
you hear what I said?
Yeah.
You hear what I said about me and the mirror,
yeah.
in the glass, in the
Yeah.
dresser. I do my songs before I went to studio, Jammy. I rehearse my songs like I can't even put a number to it. I rehearse my songs until my songs becomes a part of me.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I start singing the song. The words comes out naturally. I don't try to remember what I was saying here or what I said no or this part. It comes out naturally.
Yeah.
So I rehearse the song until I get it to that point before I even think about going to studio.
Yeah, man. Yes. I with that, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm running the track Mother's Love and
Yeah.
return and reason some more. Here we go, massive Mother's
Yes, man.
Love coming from Iyah Syte.
To all the mothers out there, you're a queen. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just so you know, we care.
I love you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, mama, I'm happy that you're here right now. Your sacrifices have made things better, Oh, mama, I'm happy that you're here right now. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. Oh, mama, I'm happy that you're here right now. Your sacrifices have made things better, Oh, mama, I'm happy that you're here right now. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. At a early stage, mama left fire. Said she gone search for greener fields abroad. She worked many years, very long and hard. My gratitude is mama reward. Me know say mama work hard, no royal card. She never want the youth and back a live like that. I am not here to question the will of God.
She play her part. She play her part.
Oh mama, I'm happy that you're here right now. Your sacrifices have make things better, Oh mama, I'm happy that you're here right now. Yes I know, yes I know. Oh mama, I'm happy that you're here right now. Your sacrifices have make things better, Oh mama, I'm happy that you're here right now. Yes I know, yes I know. I was 19 years, 5 months and 18 days when my brother bring the tragic news to me. Yes. Said my mother passed and I was confused and dazed. Salute for the kings and queens she raised. Her teaching still take me through like phase. I know she smiled when me performed on stage. Now this burning desire in me heart they play.
Yes, massive. Iyah Syte, a mother's love. You know, of course, you know, as we play the music, you know, I'm just giving them a taste of it because more of them forgo and go get the music and you know. So these tracks I'm playing, how can the listeners get them? Are they available on all the digital media outlets?
Yeah, Warning and A Mother's Love is available on all, digital platform.
Yeah.
And I think you have there's a collab coming up the 31st of this month, with the Great Loot and Fire.
Yeah.
And that would be available on all digital platform, as of August 1, just the same. Yeah.
Yeah, August 1st, so just in a few days.
Yeah, just in a few days' time.
Yes. You know, and as we're talking about music, you know, let's talk about music that you have out there. No, I mean, what's out there for Iyah Syte? Singles, albums, EPs. Let us know what,
All right, right now singles are out there. Singles that will be on my EP. The EP is scheduled, coming up late August, and there is another track out there that's called "Pray for the Youths," and there is a track called "Pagan Works," and there's a track called "Free Up the Herbs." All these tracks are singles that are out now.
Yeah.
Not all will be on the EP, but there's also a For the Hard Way collab with Anthony B, Zen Truly, Bubba Blackstar, and myself. That's called the Jailbird 2. And that is also out and available on all major platforms, just the same.
Oh, all right. Yeah, so it's quite some music out there that they can get.
Yes, man.
Yeah, man. Now let's talk about some of the performances that you've done over the years in doing music, and with doing those, are there any performances that you can look back and say, yo, Jano, I wonder, or moments, or anything to do with music? Like one of them. More time you sit back and you say, yo, I remember a time there.
There are two that will never leave me, Jammy.
Yeah.
I did a show in St. Catherine, and it was a community peace concert. So the churches comes together with the youth club, and Yellow Man Band was from the same community back then. So Yellow Man was the headliner for the show, and the church had their headliner, which was the great John Flemings. And they brought Iyah Syte. I was all the way from Montego Bay. I was actually invited to the show from someone who was connected with the band. The person actually lives in Amsterdam. So no one knows anything about Iyah Syte. And they have some community artists that were on the show. But the songs that they were performing, I don't think they recognize the type of event that was being put forward to the people. And it reaches a point where, Miss Flemings got disgruntled, and she said, you know what? She went to the promoter and she said, you know what? I'm not going to stand here and listen to this anymore. I want to do my performance and leave. No, I was scheduled to perform before her. But because she wasn't pleased with what was taking place, she wanted to perform now, and they grant her the wish. No, when she leave the stage, that's when the MC, when she was about to exit, the MC come to me and said, you know what, you next, No, she had the whole place in a frenzy, She turned the whole place in a full-fledged gospel concert.
Yeah.
And I was someone who no one knows about. You see, when she exited the stage, Jammy, and I heard the band crank up my set,
yeah,
the first thing I do, I always enter stage with a prayer. I always, be grateful and giving thanks. So I always enter stage with a prayer. And I immediately tell the band members, you know what, scratch my set. Scratch my set. We are going to work on the same rhythm that Miss Flemings just leave the stage on. Jammy, you see, when I did my set, like maybe around 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I heard the band members, scratch my set. Scratch my set. We are going to work on the same rhythm that Miss Flemings just leave the stage on. Jammy, you see, when I did my set, like maybe around 30 minutes. The first person to greet me when I was leaving the stage was Yellow Man.
Yeah.
The Yellow Man hugged me. And Yellow Man beat my chest. And Yellow Man said, "Youth, you are good." You see, when Yellow Man finished, the pastors and the deacons, especially one pastor and a deacon, they met me at the step of the stage to shake my hand and tell me that, "Youth, I'm looking out." And when I look back, on all my way coming down, I was looking back. You know, I traveled with I call him my brother. His name is Lance Rose. And he was like, "Iyah, you see the people them who you meet just now?" He's looking at it. He said, "When Yellow Man, who is the king of dancehall, can come and tell her that you're good, and then you're getting the maximum respect from the people in the church." He said, "You know what power your music bring? The type of message that you're pushing." And I really realized that, you know what? I really and truly have a cause in music, because not every artist can get that amount of respect from both sectors.
Yeah.
Because we know they're all on the opposite side. And that performance, I will never forget that performance. And you know the great thing about it, Jammy, I didn't even know that I performed good enough. Because all throughout my performance, you know, if a pin drop, you could hear. But when I exited the stage, that is when I know that I performed. It's like they were in a classroom.
Yo, you know, I like what you said a while ago. You said when you play, you couldn't hear a pin drop. Because, you know, sometimes a lot of artists, you know, feel say, boy, them a fear a whole heap of noise, you know. But you see, when you do a performance, that's so, nobody no want, them want to sit down and them lock.
Yes. Yes, Jammy, I could hear a pin. Because how I write my songs is like each line makes you want to listen to the next line. So it's like I didn't even know that I performed that well until I leave the stage.
Talk the truth, when you sing and nobody not saying that. Yeah, I know it have to play by your mind a little bit like, yo, Jano.
Yeah, it play on my mind at first.
Yeah.
You know, like the first song. But, you know, when I decide, you know, it's like I'm not even seeing the crowd anymore.
Yeah.
It's just it's like I'm seeing the mirror on my dresser. No. And I'm just putting in the performance. So after the first song, you know, and I realized that because, and to be honest, the first song, when I completed the first song, you know, I know that they were listening because they weren't saying anything. But you know, Jamaican crowd, if you're not going good, them tell you plain and straight, boo. Yeah, yeah. If you're not doing anything, they're gonna let you know.
Yeah, I true. You know, we're not easy people. You
know, no. And after the first song, I didn't get that. So while I was singing, it was playing on my mind. But when I finished and I didn't hear any boos from the crowd, I just started to deliver the set that I planned to deliver, even though I changed the rhythm and changed a lot of stuff in my set. But I just started to deliver. And as I tell you, man, when I come down, that's when I know, you know, that, you know, I really put in a good performance. And I will never forget that. The other performance was just, it was a club performance. And you said that song that you played just now, when I leave the stage, that was the last song I did.
The Mother's
and
Love.
Before I could leave the stage, A Mother's Love.
Yeah.
You know, a young miss come to me and she hugged me up and she was in tears. You know, we hugged like maybe for around 5 minutes. She was just there crying. We were total strangers. Wasn't anyone that I've met before. But she was just crying because she can relate to what I was singing about in the song. You know, so when I look back at those two performances, Jammy, I realized that, you know what? Yeah, man, this is my calling.
Yeah.
This is my calling. You know, and you know what, Jammy? I don't play an instrument because I don't have the passion to play an instrument. I have the passion to write and create melodies and bring forth some nice music, and that's what I'm sticking to.
Yeah.
You know, because as I said, that's my calling.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. All
Yeah.
right. You know, I'm around the track. With Anthony B. We're gonna come back and then we're going to talk more about the writing because you know when we talk to a singer songwriter, it's not it's more than one talent because the voice, the vocal itself speaks for itself, and then being
Yeah.
able to pen. You know, I always find songwriting a way. You know, and I call songwriters word chefs. That's my word for a songwriter. Because no, for real. Cause you know it's like you have
Yeah.
some man who
Yeah.
can cook in about presentation terribly, you know, and just dash it on the plate and give you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
No,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. A songwriter and how them can cook, but when them present it to you, man, it's like you don't even want to eat it the way it look good. You know?
All right. Yeah, man.
Anyway, let me run the track. When we return, we talk about that. See?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Here we go.
Like jailbird, waiting for the reverb. Still nothing can get we down. This a Anthony B word. Down like TV. 2020 a history. Now when I look at what's going on, oh God have mercy.
Rasta talk from morning. They never listen to the warning. How when him tell them about all the herbs and the fruits and the farming. No, I find it alarming. Them say Rasta not charming. Hey. Through the Rasta no shave and the Rasta no trim, them scan him. I know a global warming. Me see empires falling. Me tell you say a one man go catch the flu. And now the whole place
Locked down like jailbird, waiting for the reverb. Still nothing can get we down. This a Anthony B word. Locked down like TV. Them say this one on the street. Now when me look and see how much people are dead, it hurt me.
Yes. You know, that's a piece of Anthony B. and Iyah Syte from the Jailbird Rhythm with Anthony B. and things like that. No, Iyah Syte, let's talk about songwriting. And like I was saying before, it's, you know, it's like me, you know, when I tell you a story and, you know, I go through all this thing, I go down the road and this. A songwriter can use 3 minutes and say something that it would take a whole chapter. You know what I mean? To write.
Yeah.
So I see that as a gift within itself. So tell me about the development of that gift and your writing, you know, like reflecting back the development of your writing skill. Where did it start? You was one of you that used to write poem in a school or good in a comprehension.
All right. This is something that probably a lot of people is gonna hear for the first time. Yeah, I do write poems,
Yeah.
and I write skits, like plays, like comedies and stuff like that. That's something that I used to do back then, you know. But music now, for some reason, Jammy, I don't write music.
Mm-hmm.
None of those songs that you hear was ever written in a book. I don't know how to say I developed that skill, because honestly, I don't think I developed that skill.
Mm-hmm.
There's something that can trigger a song. Anything can trigger a song for Iyah Syte. I don't go looking for topics or, you know, anything particular to write about. It would just come.
Mm-hmm.
And once the first line would come with a melody, and then I would just continue singing that first line until the second line, until the third line. You see what some people call writer's block, Jamie? I don't think of it as writer's block. I would go for a year without writing a new song.
Mm-hmm.
But when that song finally comes, it's something that worth a decade.
Yeah.
It's solid because, as I said, I am going to meds that song, that first line, and that melody, and I would not stop until the song is complete and is practically a part of Iyah Syte. No, that is my whole writing process. With the song that you just played just now, the Jailbird, you know, that was 24/7's saw the challenge. And he was like, yo, fam, you know, you should look at this, you know. I know you can do it, you know.
Yeah.
I know you can do it. And I know that that was a short turnaround time. You know, so I didn't have the time to really said I was gonna meds the song. So you know what? I find my little quiet space in a little farm. Because where I live, Jammy, when I wake up in the morning, I don't see houses, I don't see road. I see trees, I see farms, I see animals, I see birds.
Yeah.
So I was in my little quiet area and I listened to the rhythm. And from the first line comes Rasta talk from morning, the rest of it, it just flows.
Yeah.
And I just recorded it one take and recorded it on my phone and just send it back to him, and you know, you just hear it just now. So I am not a person who look for particular topics to write about. You know, I can do that. It's just that I don't practice to do it. I rather, when as I said, you don't hurry nature, and I don't like to change the course of nature. So whatever comes to me naturally, and how it comes to me, because I do hardcore music, you know, I wouldn't say I work on hardcore dancehall rhythm, but the message is gonna be positive just the same, because if a song comes to me to be expressed in that format, that is how I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I do R&B. I write R&B. I write swing jazz. A lot of people don't even, you know swing jazz music, but I write those songs. I have those songs.
Yeah.
Because that's how it comes to me to be expressed.
So
you know, so I once the melodies come, that's it. I'm just gonna work on the melodies, and yeah, I don't try to change it. I don't go and sing and boy, this don't sound like my genre, or this don't sound like reggae. No. Once the melodies come and the words, the first line, that's what I'm gonna keep.
You work with it.
That yeah. It must be a reason why it was brought to me in that form. Yeah.
Yes. Iyah Syte. No, Iyah Syte, you know, every time I'm always fascinated by names. You know what I mean? And in music, when an artist name themselves. You know what I mean? And I'm sure there's always a history behind it. So tell us about the name Iyah Syte, you know, because when you think about it, Iyah Syte is a powerful name. You know what I mean? It's not just a name, but the name I say something higher. You know, it's you know, like I say, higher sight, Iyah Syte.
Yeah.
You know, when you hear it,
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna and you see, when you understand the true meaning of the name, you're gonna see that it's more powerful than you first thought. All right. I used to go by the name of Iyah Laser. That's when I was doing, you know, more hardcore stuff. But
laser.
when I start, Laser, because that's another powerful name too, you know. Iyah Laser cut through anything, you know, because that's the name I got from my friends when they listen to my music. But when we changed to a more meaningful music, my girlfriend at the time, when she listened to the songs, she was like, boy, Iyah Laser don't do these songs justice. I'm not seeing these songs coming from Iyah Laser. And she said, like, your insight to the music has grown past Iyah Laser. So once she said insight, you know, the word click, sight. So I still keep the Iyah. And now I'm using the sight. But I didn't want it just to mean Iyah Syte. Like, you know, I'm able to see beyond what a lot of other people see. So I spell it Syte. Now, SYTE Jammy is an acronym. It means saving youth through entertainment. So it is not just a name, but it's a mission.
Mad.
Yeah.
Mad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mad. Saving you through entertainment.
Yes. Saving youth through entertainment. So once you see Iyah Syte and you know the meaning of the name, you know exactly the type of songs you're going to get from this artist.
No, that's powerful. That's
Yes.
powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. No, see, that's what I'm talking about, a songwriter, though, because you see that, the whole acronym, you know, Syte, saving you through entertainment. But it have that meaning, but then also is a vision.
Yes.
Because to be able to do that is a vision, which is that higher
It's a vision.
sight, you know what I mean? And when somebody talk about a higher sight, in a way, is a vision, like seeing things.
Way beyond the ordinary.
Aye, exactly.
And to be honest, Jammy, I think I do, you know.
Yeah.
The way my persona, because I am a person, I will find 1 ounce of good in the pound of bad. That's me. I always try to find a positive amongst all the negatives that's there.
Yeah.
You know, I don't see a cup as half full or no.
You don't
Even
see
if
it
the
as
one
half
drop of water.
Yeah. Yeah, you
No,
see
I
it.
don't see it as half full. I don't see it as half full, and I don't see it as half empty. I see it as progress. Once you have the cup, even an empty cup for me is progress.
Because there's
now you have a
potential.
vessel to full.
Aye. Yeah. So it's even
So
deep.
that's my persona.
Yeah, I hear that. It's even deeper than the half full or the half empty. Yeah, look upon it.
Half empty, right.
Once you have the cup, the empty cup of potential. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
having an empty cup, you have a cup. You know?
You have a cup.
Yeah.
You have a vessel.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, man. Yo, my teeth are what they still bridging. Don't feel yeah.
Yes, man. Yeah, man. Once you have a cup, man, you have a vessel, man, you have a start.
Yeah. So if you ever hear the body say Jammy say that, you can say, yeah, man, I'm here it from. No, really.
Yeah, man. It comes up in the reasoning, you know?
Yeah,
man.
I love that. You know? Yeah, man. Seriously, once you have a cup.
Yes, man. You have a vessel, man. You have a start.
Yeah, man. You know. Yeah, man. So I'm gonna play this next track, the latest track. I've seen that the latest track before I even play it. The one that's gonna be released in a few days, Loot and Fire. You know, tell us about that track there and the development of that particular track, you know.
All right. The history behind this track, you know. The producer, which is the same production 24/7s.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think he wanted Loot and Fire on the Steppers rhythm. That's the rhythm that the Warning was on. But the Most I think, wanted something different. No, the two rhythms started similar, you know. So he sent Loot and Fire this rhythm. To him, it was purely by accident. To me, it was the work of the Most High.
Yeah, for real. I said
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
And then when Luton record his, because honestly, it wasn't meant to be a collab in the first place.
Right.
Luton did a single, but when he listened to Warning and then he listened to the rhythm that Luton voiced on, he realized that it's two totally different rhythm. And he was there puzzling like, boy, he don't know what to do now because he have this wicked song from Luton, and you know, it's not on the juggling that he's gonna be promoting. You know, so he called me and he said, boy, I wrong rhythm me send Luton, you know. And me say, eh? And him say, Iyah, you think you can drop something on the rhythm, because I'm not sure, if Luther know this, but I think it was by design, because Luther and Fire really don't, he had only recorded just 2 verses, When he recorded the song, it was like just about 2 minutes. So there was a lot of space left, So he was like, you think you can drop something on it? And I said, yeah, man, but guess what? Consult the big man first, and let him know. And I said, once I put what I'm going to put on it, you put it to him and find out if he's pleased with what, was added to the track. And he sent the track to me, and, I had more time than the Jailbird challenge, so I, made the track. And I sent him, I voice note him a little clip, and I said, this is it, man. And him love it. And we got some bombs and Smart Kids. And when we got Smart Kids is the next man, and, the vibe was in the studio, and he was like, yo, because now, I have to compliment what Loot and Fire is saying, It's not my song. The idea is already there. So, not like I'm writing something from scratch. I have to compliment what
there.
Loot and Fire is saying. Because sometimes, Jammy, you have collabs when one artist is at East and Topic and the next artist is in the West and Topic. Yeah? And when we drop it, and Loot and Fire hear it, the song got his full endorsement.
Yeah.
The song got his full endorsement, and he comes back and he drop his ad-libs and he did it intro and stuff like that. So now it's like it is the collab that it was designed to be, and not the mistake that the producer thought he made.
Yeah.
And even because there's also a video. The video is also done for this song, and it will be coming next month also. And even when we went to do the video shoot, Loot and Fire was singing like some of my lines, and he was looking deep and shaking his head and like, yeah.
I eat that.
So now I hit that, because there's a line I can actually remember him singing the line where he said, opportunity we want, we don't want champagne. And I see him sing that line over and over a couple times, and he just nod and shake his head. That track, as I said, big respect to 24/7s and Smart Kids. 24/7 thought he made a mistake, but the most I have a different plan.
Yeah, for real.
And that is the fulfillment of his plan.
Cause I saw it forgot. If never seen a rhythm that song out, the song would never have been born. When you really think about it, yeah.
The song wouldn't have been, yeah, man.
I'm gonna run the track.
Yes, man.
Almost got what I want. Yes. Almost found what I love. Almost saved you and myself, but almost never count. Man got you rough, but I waste no time. Chat a lot of roads, still I face no crime. Trouble when you look at me face sometimes. Lot of pressure, but me still have to forget mankind. So me up in me case and shine. The formula me use, give me leverage and rhyme. See me brother full stop, but me lay up on the grind. My man turn around, call me the emo child. See no one not too high for me climb. No place not too dark for me shine. Nothing not too hard for me. I mean I just want money. The devil must left behind. See I almost got what I want. Almost found what I lost. I almost say gave you and myself, but almost never come. Just one big move, one telephone call, one more step just to stand up taller. I almost got what I want, but almost never come.
Reggae music bring a fire what them can't contain. That is why me they team up and go and campaign. Opportunity we want, we no want. Champagne de la Vega City, make sharp like spear. Have me under pressure but me nah complain. And I couldn't feel me energy them want come train. Couldn't this a lion no want come tame. This a lion can't hold me one rope nor chain.
See I almost got what I want. Almost found what I lost. I almost say gave you and myself, but almost never never count. Just one big move, one telephone call, one. Almost got what I want, yes. Almost found what I love. Almost safe, you and my Iyah Syte, but almost never count. Man got you rough, but I waste no time. Chat a lot of roads, still I face no crime. Trouble when you're looking at me face sometimes. Lot of pressure, but me still have to forget mankind. So me up in me case and shine. The formula me use, give me leverage and rhyme. See me brother full stop, but me lay up on the grind. My man turn around, call me the emo child. See no one not too high for me climb. No place not too dark for me shine. Nothing not too hard for me. I mean I just want money. The devil must left behind. See I almost got what I want. Almost found what I lost. I almost say gave you and myself, but almost never count. Just one big move, one telephone call, one more step just to stand up taller. I almost got what I want, but almost never count.
Reggae music bring a fire what them can't contain. That is why me they team up and go and campaign. Opportunity we want, we no want. Champagne de la Vega City, make sharp like spear. Have me under pressure but me nah complain. And I couldn't feel me energy them want come train. Couldn't this a lion no want come tame. This a lion can't hold me one rope nor chain.
See I almost got what I want. Almost found what I lost. I almost say gave you and myself, but almost never count. Just one big move, one telephone call, one more step just to stand up taller. I almost got what I want, but almost never count. How bad does it get? Me no bound to lose, me no got no regrets. Nothing to explain, like forgive and forget. On this chain reaction must cause an effect. So me have to put on me socks and tighten me grip. Even though me travel for me never take my coaching. By rate take my style and go steal them ship. And anyway them see the rest them come out this. See I almost got what I want. Almost found what I lost. I almost.
Alright, man, I give them no more right because in a couple of days you can go on all the digital downloads. But the song nice is a shame, you know?
Yes, brother. Yes, man. Yes, man. It's at the most I design, you know. It's the most I work. So, you know, it will come across as nice and soothing, brother. Yes,
yeah,
man.
Yeah, man. I tell you, man, it wicked. You know, in a good way. You know what we say?
Yes, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, we understand the Jamaican terms, you know. Yeah, man. Yes, man.
Yo, yeah, yes. Almost never counts.
Yes, man. You know, you just have to, you know, persevere, man, and push through. You know, in whatever you're doing, you can't say you almost reach.
Yeah.
You know. Yes, man.
That's true. Cause almost don't count. For real.
You don't count.
Yeah, when you really think about it, you know, like I remember as you, we got shoot bird. And when you boom,
yeah,
and say, yo, me almost lick him in a star.
But you still don't get the bird. Yes, man. Almost never counts.
Yeah.
You know, great topic from Luton. You know, a great artist who I look up to just the same. Yes,
yeah,
man.
Yes. Yeah, man. Yeah, a song that the hearing the history behind a song that was supposed to happen. Like music like this, them thing are destined. You know,
Destined to be. Yes,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, them thing are destined to be. Cause a lot of people need to hear that because that almost don't mean nothing.
You know,
and really enough how we kind of live with like pan almost things. Say, star me a show, you know, bro. You remember the day when my almost, you know,
almost. Yeah, there's a lot of things we almost do.
Yeah.
You know, but until this day, we never do it.
Yeah, man. Can you say, yo, ask John, man, ask him. See John, they come here.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Almost drop a 6-0, almost drop a 10-0, almost score a goal.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, man. Yeah, man.
Boy,
yeah, man, but
you.
almost, you know. Yes, man. Yeah, man. It's a great message, man. It's a great song. And that song will be on Luton's Fire album that's coming out. You know, so that's a great achievement for me personally. You know, we give thanks.
Yes. Solid track. You know, so this track is going to be officially released on the 1st of August, right?
It will be on the 31st of July.
On the 31st. Oh, 31st of July. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. You know, no, Iyah Syte as well talk. We know we have the you know, on the social networks, Instagram, etc. How can the listeners keep up and know what's happening, the what's, the where, the when, you know, and knowing the new music have come out and performances and, you know, everything.
Yeah, man. You know, it's Iyah Syte on all platforms. IYAHSYTE. You know, it's on all platforms. Facebook, you know, Reverb Nation, IG, YouTube. It's just Iyah Syte on all platforms. It's Iyah Syte. You know, even the bookings, it's just booking Iyah Syte at gmail.com.
At gmail.com. Yes.
Yeah, man, we keep it uniform, we keep it simple.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it's best that way, you know, that you have this and over here say something else and you say, yo, from you remember Iyah Syte, boom.
You're good.
You want book Iyah Syte, bookings, Iyah Syte.
Bookings, Iyah Syte, everything is just, you know? Bookings, Iyah Syte at gmail.com, Facebook, IG, Reverb Nation, you name it, YouTube, Iyah Syte.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Iyah Syte, you know, and powerful name, and when you hear the reason, Syte, let's tell them again.
Saving youth through entertainment.
Saving youth through entertainment.
Yeah, so music is my tool.
Mm-hmm. I hear that. Yeah, man. 40 minutes after 9 p.m. hour. Iyah Syte, Bridging, may I tell you, love the music, you know, and every time I interview, I get introduced to artists, you know. One of the things, you know, always, I forgive big shout out to the people in the background, the PR people, you know what I mean, and Helen, big respect, you know.
Big respect to Helen, man. Yes, man. You know, 24/7s, massive respect just the same. And I want to tell you another name that you should look out for. Two other names, we are like brothers, you know, musically and life. You know, look out for Iyah Shepherd. Look out for Not Righteous.
Yes. Iyah Shepherd, and, man. I know a brother them, man, for some time. Iyah Shepherd.
Yes, man. Yes. But I'm gonna announce it here, Jammy. So you're the first person that's gonna hear this name. Crisis. You can look out for Crisis. The Crisis. KR for Not Righteous. IS for Iyah Shepherd, and IS for Iyah Syte. Look out for the team.
Right.
Yeah. So we big up. Yeah, man. They're like, you know, we link like daily, because you say iron sharpen iron, just the same. Yeah. So you know, we link up and we keep the positive energy flowing, because we all have the same mission through music. You know, so we team up, and we're gonna be putting forward some great works. So we give thanks to them just the same, and we give thanks to Ellen endlessly. Yes. We give thanks to 24/7s. Massive respect to the team. You know, the 24/7s team. You know, it's just a lot of respect. It's a lot of respect, man. And as you said, we have to. And there's another word too. We call them the root people, because without the base of the support, without the roots, some people who have been supporting Iyah Syte for years and have never changed. You know, we call them the root people, because the leaves will come and go during season, but the roots will always be there. So I give thanks. Yes, man, we give thanks to those people. And the new fans are like new vines to the roots.
Exactly.
Yes, man, we just give thanks. We give thanks to the team, you know. Grateful.
Man. It's like the great Bob Marley said, I and I are the root.
Yes, man. Yeah, man. We're grateful, man, because, you know, teamwork make the dream work. So without a team behind you, you know, it's difficult. It's difficult.
Yeah, man. And unity is strength. Unity is strength. If you say unity, you're going to see growth. You know,
you're going to see greatness and growth. Yes, man.
Yeah. Unity is strength. You know, and you know, even as a people want to recognize that unity is strength, because one of the things that keep us in our thing is division. You know, divide and conquer. But once we recognize that unity is strength and start unite, then you'll see some great changes, man.
You see some great changes, man.
Yeah.
we see some great changes. The only thing with us, my nation, is that we are not persistent.
Yes.
And a lot of stuff we start and we don't take it to the end. So that's why sometimes we don't see the result that we were hoping for, because we didn't persist long enough to see that. But once you unite, man, and push forward and persevere,
exactly,
you will see greatness, man.
We have to remember, say, almost never count.
Almost never count. Never count. Must persist. Say Bolt couldn't pull up at 99 meters and get the 100-meter record,
For real, I say, yo, I almost make it,
Almost, but me pull up. No, I have to run through the tape.
Yeah, I say, yo.
Yes, man.
I run 99.999.
9 meters and no, you have to push through full 100. Yes, man. So we just have to keep on, man, persevere, man, and unite as a race and push forward. Yes, man.
Yeah, man. Real talk. Brethren, Iyah Syte, I want to say, man, it's a pleasure. It's really a pleasure having you here. First time on Zionhighness Radio, definitely not going to be the last. You know what I mean?
Yes,
anyway,
man, we give thanks, man.
Before I go, a couple things. I know we talk about a lot of things, but anything that you personally wanted to talk about or say that we didn't cover during the interview?
All right. Not that's something I want to say, brother, but guess what? I have to say it. I appreciate the love that we are getting from all the radio DJs and the radio station that is endorsing, Iyah Syte message, because a lot of time we take things for granted that, we do some stuff, so we believe that we are entitled to some things, which is not the case. So now you mentioned about 3 or 4 or 5 different, radio station that this is being broadcast, and I just want to say, brethren, it's a massive respect, because I couldn't reach those platforms on my own, at least not tonight.
Yeah.
Respect. So I am very humbled and grateful, brother, for the people in the media houses, that is taking time out to listen and help spread the message. You're all a part of the mission. And that mission, as I said, is to save some youths through entertainment.
Yes.
And play a bigger role. So I just want to give thanks, brother, and give thanks, to all my kids and my spouse and my dad, who I think is my number one supporter. And it's one of the greatest feelings, Jammy, when a youth can grow and do something that your father is absolutely proud of.
Yeah,
it's the biggest moment.
A real time,
it's the biggest moment, because a lot of things, what's taking place in Jamaica right now is because a lot of youth did not get the acceptance and the support from within the house, so they look elsewhere for it. So I have maximum respect, for my dad and the people them who support me. Just the same.
Yeah, real talk.
Yes, man. We give thanks. And give thanks to the supporters, for listening, for sharing, and for loving Iyah Syte music. And, you can just continue to look out for more great works. I can tell them from right now, there's a song coming out on the EP that's called Stray Bullet. It's not a normal song neither, so you just listen out for that one,
Yeah, man, keep the link, and as soon as the music drop, pass it on.
Yes, man.
Things like that, man, And one more thing before you go, because the listeners always, they look towards the end of the interview, not because you leave, but this is when I save and ask you, the artist, to do something live and direct for them. So turn it over to your brother, and,
All right. This is a message from Iyah Syte. Now, before I even touch, this is a little synopsis of a song that I'm going to do for some people to recognize, because Jammy, sometimes I know everybody who you're related to is your family.
Real time.
So we always hear this saying that blood is thicker than water, Jammy, but when you're thirsty, you don't drink blood. Yeah? Yeah, you drink some water. So sometimes you have some water people who are more essential than some blood people. So I'm going to do this and say, some they go say me ungrateful, and some they go tell you say me negative. But in a life you must be careful. Sometimes friends worth more than some relatives. Cause many times the chips are down. Your friends then will always come and link you. But anytime things turn around, your own family will try to sink you. Lance, I know my mother's son, I know my father's son, but the way how we live, and my brother that, he is in no Kevin, I just send you come, and the way how we live, and my brother that, he is in not righteous, he is in no high mar, he is in no smart kids, and my brother them, and I know I have no time to walk and look around, no knife now go stabbing on no brother, but yes man.
Yes.
Yes, man.
Yes. Much respect. And Iyah Syte.
Yes, man.
Yeah, man. One love, brother. And keep doing what you're doing, man. And the music. And like me, I tell you, may I thieve the cup thing from your brethren because it's really, you say it, I say it because a real thing, you know, and I never really put it into that perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you have a cup, you have something.
You have a start.
You have a start. You know what I mean?
Yes, man. You have a start, Bridget. Once you have a cup, you have a start.
Yes. Once you have a cup, you have a start.
You have a start.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
Yeah. Remember that massive, you know, and I'm sure a lot of people who are listening and hear that probably I say, yo, cause right now, especially in them times, enough look at things are going on and sometimes we get dissatisfied with where we are at. In our life, we get dissatisfied, and a lot of times when we get dissatisfied is because instead of looking at ourselves, we're looking around at everything else.
Around ourselves.
You know what I mean? Yeah, look over there, so, and look down there, so, and see we are going there, so, and not realizing where you are and the growth and the progress that you're making.
That you have made. Yes, man.
Yeah.
And we tend to focus on what we don't have. And sometimes, you know, we lose track and we don't appreciate, you know, what we do have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and sometimes we have to be grateful for small blessings. Because, Jammy, if the Most High bless you with $100, you know, and you're not grateful for it, you know, He's hesitant to bless you with 1,000. Because you're going to be 1,000 times ungrateful. So you have to, yeah, man. So you just have to look, you know, just give thanks for what you have. You know? Yeah, man.
No, man, I have to laugh. For real. 100, I don't agree.
Yes, man. I real talk, Jammy.
So if you get 1,000, maybe 1,000 times ungrateful.
Times ungrateful. Yes, man. Yes, man. I real talk, man. So we just have to just appreciate the things that we have, man, and give thanks for small blessings.
Yes.
Matters not how small it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Exactly.
we give thanks and appreciate it, man.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, man. Real talk. You know. Much love and respect, brother, and some great songs, and not only that, some words of wisdom, because I know a lot of people are listening need to hear them words of wisdom there too. You know what I mean?
Yes,
it's
man.
outside
Yeah,
of
man.
music, you know, and because a lot of us, brethren, it just sometimes we just, you know, we older, you know, we make ourselves unhappy when really
Unhappy.
when real no unhappiness and not for there.
You know, after that, Jammy, you know? Yeah, man, it's just how we look at things, we make ourselves unhappy, you know, most time, because we keep chasing, you know, we keep chasing things and forgetting what we have, you know?
And
yes, man.
We are being unhappy because we are looking at everybody else. We're not we're not looking to
you know, you keep comparing.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, we are comparing ourselves to everybody else. Like, yo, look over there, so and when you really think of, you know, and you know, yo, Iyah Syte, John, may I tell you, man, much respect for your interview, and an interview, it's needed because for myself personally, certain little things click. You know what I mean?
Yes, man. Yes, man.
Yeah, certain little things click, man. It click.
Yeah, man. That's a him. That's a him and the mission, Jammy. You know.
Yeah.
Yes, man. We give thanks, man.
Yeah,
give
man.
thanks, and we just know. Say, as I said again, brother, I just give thanks for helping me to spread the message, spread my positive thoughts and the world. You know, and you know, they can just look out for more great things from Iyah Syte.
Yeah, quick question, brother. You do any speaking outside of music, like to the young youth, the man, all them look at things there? No.
I laugh. You know why I laugh? Because 24/7's suggested the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my team, Ellen, you know, Unison Music, they all suggested the same thing. They think I am a great speaker, you know, and that is something that I aim to do because I have a lot more to offer other than just music, and it will start very soon. That's why I ask. That's why I laugh. Because I plan to start doing some lives, you know, on my IG and Facebook page. That a lot of those reasoning is not gonna have anything to do with music. But it's gonna have to do everything to do with life. You know, I haven't done it before, but I realize that that is a passion that I have also. You know, outside of music. You know.
And you see the analogies that you make, it can sink in because sometimes, you know, it's oh, you say something that makes a difference. You know what I mean? Even with little youth, sometimes it's when you have youth, especially young teenagers that come up and them have so many different stimulus around them. You know what I mean? So many different influences. And if you don't say the same thing right, you can send them over the edge. You know what I mean?
Edge, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So you have to have the right way there for kind of grab them, for pique their attention and instead of driving them over the edge. You have to bring them away from danger more than...
From the edge.
Yeah.
Yes, man. Yeah, man. But we give thanks, man. We give thanks for even you asking that question, because I know that, you know, that question is also a suggestion. Then if I haven't done it before.
Exactly.
If I haven't done it before, it's a suggestion.
It's a suggestion. You know, because I feel a lot of people want to hear things, and I'm sure in your reasoning, this is just an interview we are do, and them things that just come out, and I'm sure in your day-to-day reasoning that kind of thing come out.
Man.
And of them things that for touch people, for change life, you know. And
yes, man.
Yeah, because sometimes you say, yo, my youth, you know, you have to stop them things, you know, brother, because I'm sure you say them things is like nice, you know what I mean?
It's just like what you said. It's how they bring it across.
You know,
it's how they bring it across. Because one of my because you see my big son, Jammy, and he's also an artist, top man. You know, I can't stop big him up. You know, we that youth has taught me so much, you know, because I was a single father to him, you know, so that's why I put music on pause for so long. And he, you know, has taught me so much, you know, not directly, but there are ways that I reason with him, you know, and I show him how powerful words can be. Because there are things that we reasoned about as a father to a son, and he lives to see these things manifest.
Yes.
And I remind him about the conversations that we have then. So just like what you said just now, sometimes they just want one thing to bring them back from the edge.
Yeah.
Sometimes all they need is one ear or one voice. You know, amongst all the noise that he's hearing, he just want to hear one voice. And sometimes he has a voice and he just want to reach one ear. And that can pull him back from the edge.
Exactly.
You know? Yes, man.
Yeah, man. Anyway, brother, you have no, you know, we have go down, guys. You have it's almost 10 p.m. And once again, it's much love and respect, brother, and thanks for the interviews. Thanks for spending the time. I've you here for almost a good hour and a half, you know?
Yes, man. Give thanks, man.
Yeah, man. Have a blessed one. Enjoy the rest of the evening. And like I say, keep doing what you're doing, brethren. And
yes, man.
You know, from listening to the I feel you have a purpose. You know, music is one thing, but other than that, you know what I mean? It's good to hear it in music, but then it's good when the youth, especially school youth, them can hear certain things a certain way, where it click, that message they're sticking in, you know. Because one thing, you know, when once the switch click on, you know, it not leave, you know. It's just sometimes
it's on, it not leave. Yeah, it not leave. It not leave.
Yeah, the battery don't go. Once you click on that switch, it's there.
Yes, man. It's there, man. It's there. Yes, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So anyway, have
So
a
we give
blessed one.
thanks again, man.
You're king.
Blessed night to the fans, same way.
Yeah,
yes,
man. Every time. Blessings. All right?
Bless. Yes, man.
Bless. Yes, massive. You know, it's almost that time. That was Iyah Syte and IYAHSYTE, saving youths through entertainment. You know, and you know, very powerful reasoning, very very nice reasoning, and you know, I myself personally have taken away some stuff from this interview. Of course, we always have great interviews, but then you have, you know, and they're great in different ways. You know, do have a blessed one. We know we have Galaxy Sound coming up next from out of Florida with the Tune In Tuesday vibes.
Words from me mouth it a reach them ears. This a fire what they burn a few months and years. Pressure with the pressure when we walk on stage, and the pressure what we bring them correct them ways. Correct every street.